We all have those moments, you know, the moments that define you, where you meet someone or something happens and it just changes your life forever, right? This was one of those moments. So there I was, freshman in college, new city, new place, new experiences. I was in Chicago. I was out at Moody Bible Institute. And I remember I was coming out of my dorm and there was this large group of people there. And of course, you know, I'm trying to mingle and meet some ladies and meet some new friends. So I wanted to know, hey, what's going on? So I asked somebody, hey, what's happening here? Why is everybody gathered? And this person proceeded to tell me that there was a group on campus that would go out and feed the homeless. They would get meals from our cafeteria, and they'd go to you know, just places like Lower Wacker, which was this street, and other places, and they just go and talk with people, give them meals, share God's love with them, and their little speech kind of ended with, "Hey, do you want to come with us, Chris?" Thought, why not? You know, something to do for tonight. So I went. So we get there, and Lower Wacker is where a lot of homeless people go because it's kind of under this bridge and this bypass, and being under there keeps you warm. And obviously, Chicago being the windy city, it can get quite cold. And so you go underneath this bypass, and there is just a plethora of guys and girls. Just it's like a whole nother world down there. You know, I can still remember his cardboard covers. I mean, I saw this guy, and he just wrapped himself in cardboard, trying to keep warm. I was nervous, right? And I went up to him, and I had my little kind of to-go tray of food with me, and I leaned down, and I kind of shook him a little bit, right? It was an older gentleman, and he looked up at me, and then he glanced down at the carton in my hand, and his face just lit up. I mean, it was like one of the biggest smiles I had ever seen. And right there, all my fears, all my anxieties just kind of crumbled. This guy started talking to me, right? And, you know, growing up in Lancaster or outside of different places, you think things, you know? You think, oh, homeless, you know, probably uneducated, probably, you know, who knows, a shady character or something like that. But this guy, I mean, he started talking to me. I thought I was ministering to him. Not even close. I mean, this man was brilliant. I mean, he knew more about the Bible and could quote more scripture passages than I could ever dream of. And he proceeded to tell me something that blew my mind. I mean, there he was, wrapped in his cardboard covers, not a thing to his name, right? And he's about to just pour out to me, and I'm thinking, you know, he's going to tell me of, you know, how troubled his life is and how things are just so difficult, right? This guy opens his mouth and he begins to tell me how blessed he is. Now, at first, I had to do a double take, right? Like, what do you mean how blessed you are? And he continues and he says, no, I am so blessed, okay? Every day, God provides me a warm place to sleep. He provides me meals. I mean, he just sends miracles my way all the time, and I have everything I could ever want. And needless to say, I was in shock. I mean, I literally could not believe what I was hearing. And in that moment, I learned something. I learned something that I'm not even sure I can articulate in words, even this day. But it had something to do with the breakdown of my whole world and my whole system that thought the more stuff you have, the happier you are. And if you're going to be content and solid in your life, then you really got to have a certain amount of stuff. I mean, this guy, he had nothing, yet he was happier and more joyful and more content than, quite frankly, I ever was. I'll never forget that moment for as long as I live.